Morning, everyone. I am Danielle, and we'll be teaching the class this morning. I hope you are well. Believe it's recording. Yes, okay. So it's Tuesday, May 18th. And it's a nice spring morning, and I hope you are having a good day. So today I always like to start class with a little wisdom card from Louise Hay. It's always nice, I think, sometimes to just pull a card to just see what comes up. So this is a new day. I begin anew to claim and create all that is good. I express my true being today. So that always is, it's always nice to know that you could start your day over. Even during the middle of the day, if you're having a hard day, you could always kind of start it over. And a nice way to be able to do that is just to reset, to be able to sit in stillness, take a few moments, close your eyes, and release kind of all that had happened prior. And then when you're ready to be able to just allow the opening again, allow the okay, we'll just start the day over. I think if we did that more and more, we maybe wouldn't let the day accumulate, and then it just seems like all these things are happening. So it's a mindset, it's a practice. It's the ability to realize when you feel like the day isn't going right, just to stop and not to keep moving and moving and moving, trying to move your way, will your way through it. So I would like to focus on some breath work today, some gentle movement. So you could be in your chair, you could be on the ground, see what works best for you. And begin to soften into where you're sitting. You can close your eyes or soften those eyes to allow that external distraction to begin to dissipate. It's an opportunity to move into your senses. And a lot of times we look for the external for the answers. We look the external for happiness, for joy. And the more we can begin to realize that it truly does come from within, that the answers come from within, that the joy and the light comes from within. But this is all things outside, kind of out of our control, but on the inside is where we have the power. We have the ability to bring that light, that joy inside. So I want that spine to be nice and long. Really work with that for a moment. And I want you to breathe the spine upward. So what I mean by that is we're going to create this circular breath. So the circular breath, you can visualize your body on the side. The circular breath, the exhale is going to come on the outside, like washing over the front of you. And then as you inhale, it's like it's going up the spine. And when it's going up the spine, I want you to feel the growth in your vertebra. So with each of that inhale, I want you to just really feel and allow your body to grow upward. So let's work with that for a few moments. So softening your eyes, closing your eyes, just rock back and forth for a moment. It's kind of getting some movement, working the side body that can get a little tight. So before we get into the breath work, and then let's bring the right arm over, just some fluid movement. Left arm over, right arm, maybe bringing it a little bit in front of you. And then maybe a little bit behind you. Like you're just bringing it maybe behind your head. So let's do that. Let's start with bringing it behind your head. You can go slow, you can go faster. I'm bringing it more side to side. And now bringing it more in front of you. Bringing the arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, press up to the ceiling, drop the shoulders down. Let the chin come towards the chest. And release. Now let's try that one more time. So let's start with bringing the arms behind you as much as you can. A few times. Now let's bring them more in line, side to side. See if you can take it a little bit deeper. Let's do that twice. And move your head too. When you move your head, you might feel a little bit. And then let's go forward a little bit. Let out some grunts if you need to. See where it feels best to stretch. Good. Bring your hands forward. Interlace your fingers. Press the palms up. Drop the shoulders. Chin to chest. And release. Good. Let's see if that helps your spine feel a little bit better. And you can move your legs at any point. If you feel like this is getting uncomfortable, switch your legs. If you'd rather sit and have your legs straight out, and then like this, you can do that. If you want to sit in a kneeling position, so see what works best for you. Actually, while we're here, this is the good thing about yoga. Just kind of go intuitively. So while you're here, let's actually stretch out the legs and let's just massage our kneecaps. When was the last time you massaged your kneecaps? Just working around, creating some circular motions. Good. Nice. Okay, now let's come back. So let's go back to that breath. And you can even switch and put your opposite leg out in front. Softening. When you're ready. So we're going to inhale, visualize that breath going up the spine. So you're inhaling. As you're doing that, you're beginning to gently lift, like just little bit. Just lift in the back, lift in the back, lift, lift, lift. Inhaling, coming over the top of the crown. Now keep the integrity of your spine and then exhale through the nose, washing over the front of the body. down past the pelvic floor. And then let's inhale again. So we're inhaling. And maybe just a tiny bit more, you can feel the space in between the vertebra. Coming over the crown. Exhaling. Down the pelvic floor, creating that circular breath. Inhaling again, up the spine. Feeling some growth, feeling some lengthening. Feel the neck elongate. The chin comes down just slightly. Top of the head, exhale. Inhale. Sorry. Top of the head. And exhale. Last one. Let's inhale, lengthen the spine ever slightly. Lengthen, lengthen, inhale. Let the neck elongate. And exhale. Good. Now try to keep the integrity of that as we're working with the yoga class. And if you start to feel like you're slouching or compressing, then take a moment, even just with the inhale, and use that inhale to allow length. Allow the length. Okay. So when you're ready, let's extend the left leg. So feel that left leg. Allow it to come out to like 2 o'clock. And keep the foot engaged. So you don't have to over flex, but just allow that activity so that it ignites the back of the leg and the calves. Take the right arm over, and we're going to just slide the hand down. So slide the hand down and just come over to where that feels okay. When you do that, what's nice is you can even bring your elbow on the inside if possible. And then you feel that rotation come up, and then see if you can extend it out. Let the head relax. So see where it feels like it needs to relax. It needs to come down and look over the knee or horizontal, and then come on back. And then you're going to take the opposite hand and just create a little twist. So you're going to take that back hand, place it on the floor, on the bolster, and twist. And let's do that again. So we're going to slide left hand down towards left leg. Bring the right arm. And go ahead and just really feel that deep stretch in the side body. Let the head dangle. Let it kind of be either look down if that feels better. Then bring the hand around behind you. Bring the opposite hand over to the side and twist. And let's do the other side. So switch. Lean forward for a moment and just enjoy the feeling of that deeper stretch. So right leg, right arm, we're gonna take that right arm down. I'm gonna take the left arm over. Stretch. Bring the opposite arm behind you and twist. Come back to center. Walk the hands out in front of you. Good. Walk your hands back and let's do that again. So we're going to take that right arm, glide it down, let that foot be active. Bring the opposite arm overhead. And then slowly allow that to stretch. Allow the hand to come behind you. So you can do this in your chair and extend one leg out if that feels okay. Bring the hand on the opposite knee and twist. Good. And then come on back. Let's extend both legs out and rub the kneecaps. Nice. Okay. Let's come on up. We're going to come up onto our knees. If you have any issues with your knees, you can always have a blanket. So you can always have a blanket that goes here. Let me see, I'll grab one. So okay. So I want to do more hamstring things. What we're going to do is, so you can use this to go ahead and we're going to work with a little bit of a lunge. So we're going to take the right foot and then you can adjust if you want for your knee. See, so that works really nice. It just gives you a little bit of extra cushion. And then we're going to work on stretching. You can curl your toes if you want, that feels better. Just going to work on stretching. So the important thing is to make sure that this knee and the ankle stay well in line. Stretch, good. And then you're gonna walk your, you can walk your hands back. And then you're able to, sorry, this is like, curl the toes. And then let's walk back again. Good. You can curl your toes or keep it flat. And walk your hands back. Kind of get a nice stretch. Let's try the other side. Oh. And there's my cat. I'm going to take this off because it's hard to see with. Okay. So my cat is assisting me today. So let's do the other side. So we're going to bring that. We're going to bring the left foot forward. Let's go into a nice lunge. You can bring your hands up. Make sure you have nice equal pressure on your knee. The padding helps with the blanket. See if you can stretch a little deeper, really getting that quadricep. And then go ahead and we're going to stretch that back hamstring. And then we're going to walk the hands, or you can walk the hands forward or put them on your knee and walk them back. Allow the toes to move forward. That'll stretch the calf. Good. And then go ahead. You can keep the blanket there. And let's work our way into downward facing dog. And just curl. And then come on back and work your way back into child's pose. One back to tabletop. Curl the toes under. And lift up into downward facing dog. Back into child's pose. So if you're doing this in a chair, then you can have your hands on the chair and just allow the back to get nice and long. And then you can fold forward into Uttanasana, forward fold. Otherwise, let's do one more round. Curl the toes under. Press into downward facing dog. And I want you now to rest in child's pose for a moment. Let's bring one hand behind our back and just see if you can, when you come up, you can kind of grab the other side and then you're bringing it over. So this allows to open a shoulder. So what I'm doing here is just like I wrap the left arm around, have the right arm, and I'm leveraging that, walking my hands over a little bit to open that left shoulder. If that feels good, do only what feels good. And then release. So you can take your right hand, I'm going to bring it over, and then I grasp it with the opposite side. It's just another way to stretch your shoulder. And you can tell if one shoulder feels tighter, one side of your body feels tighter. Maybe you all been doing some gardening and raking and spring cleaning. Nice. Go ahead and just shake it out. And now just take a moment, do a little self massage. So I want you to take your hands, and now we're just working around the shoulder joint. We did the knee joint, and just really tune in to where you might feel some tightness, some congestion. Just give yourself a little massage for a moment. You can see where there might be some tenderness, and then go ahead and work on the other side. Good to keep that lubrication in between the joints, the movement, increased circulation. Good. And then go ahead and let's sit back down on the bolster or blanket or whatever works best for you. And then what I want you to do is rub your palms together. Then place the pad of the palm over the eyes. And when you do that, you'll feel some of the warmth. And I want you to pull the palm slightly away from the nose, just slightly. So you're just kind of working a little massage right here, not too hard around the eyes, but it can help kind of open up the sinuses. Good. Go ahead. And then just feathering your fingers over the eyes. This is great for when you've been on Zoom, when you have just had a lot of eye strain. Good. So let's do that again. Rub your hands together, create some heat. And then the warmth of the heat feels good on the eyes, very soothing. And then place the palm kind of over the eye sockets, gentle. And then as you're doing that, you're taking the palm here and just allowing a little rotation outward. You can just begin to feel the sinuses open up. Good. And then use the palm to draw any tension down, away. Nice. Excellent. Good. So let's go ahead and we're going to have our legs open a little bit. So extend the legs both sides. And again, if your hips, if this feels uncomfortable, please go ahead and be on the bolster. Use a blanket to lift and sit on so that your pelvis tilts forward a little bit. And then begin to walk your hands out. When you walk your hands out, I want you to still try to keep that spine long. Keeping the spine long. So let's inhale. As you exhale, begin to walk. Walk the hands out. See where your edge is, where you can walk your hands. Good. And then walk your hands back. Bring your hands behind you and just lift up, look up, chin up. And let's do that again. Let's walk the hands out. And you can feel a good stretch in those hamstrings, but maybe you're starting to loosen up a little bit. Maybe it doesn't feel as much. And create some gentle rocking motion. See how your body wants to move organically. Just kind of rocking back and forth or making little circles. Good. And then walk out a little bit more if you can. And then I want you to hold that stretch to where you can really feel it. So if you're in a chair, maybe you kind of have your legs out a little bit and you're taking your body down to as far as you can. We're going to breathe here. We're going to use that circular breath to help us. So that circular breath is you're going to inhale. Allow the spine to get long. As you exhale, now lead with the belly and see if you can take it any deeper. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, stretch. And slowly walk back up. Bring your legs together. And this time, let's create some motions. Let's kind of move the legs. Do some circles with the feet. Create some little circles around with your ankles. And then move your knees. And then come on down and lay flat. Just come down all the way. And you can keep the left knee and let's just allow the right leg, if you can, grab behind it. And you can even put a little bend and then lift up, stretch, and then bend. Stretch and bend. Last one, I want you to stretch, keep your arms on the side and just hold that pose for a moment. And then circles. And circle the other way. And hold. And bring the leg down. And then again, let's take, if you can, behind the hamstring. And first, just try to get a nice stretch. And then bend the knee. And then stretch, bring it up. And bend. Stretch. And bend. Last one, go ahead and allow the arms to come down by the side and create a little rotation now in the hip. So we've done the ankle, we've done the knee, we've done the hip. And then in the opposite direction. Good. Bring both feet down on either side of the mat and just twist from side to side. You can have your hands in the T position. Bring them to your knees. Bring your knees to your chest. Head to your knees. And then slowly allow the legs to come all the way down. And preparing yourself for Shavasana. So getting comfortable, you can have a bolster under your legs. You can have a bolster along your spine. What works best for you? Grab a blanket if you need to. It's still a little chilly this morning. Allow that spine to feel the length. And take a nice big inhale. And then exhale. And just kind of allow the spine to go deeper into the earth. And let's inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. One last one. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Take these remaining moments now. Feel the connection to the earth. And see how you're feeling at this moment in your body. Allowing a chance to surrender anything that doesn't serve you. And while you're in Shavasana, you can almost feel like you are floating in the ocean. And you know, when you're floating in the ocean and you're letting go, and at first you're kind of holding on, trying to make sure you're buoyant. And then once you have kind of released some of the fear of sinking or the fear of getting water into your mouth or anything, then you begin to release. And when you release, you get lighter. And your muscles begin to relax. And you feel the breath kind of expanding more in your body. And as you release more, you feel a little more lightness, a little more buoyancy. Then maybe your body lifts up a little bit more in the water where it might have been sinking when you were using your thoughts. Now you're letting your thoughts go. You're letting the muscle tension go. You're letting your structure go so you can ultimately float. It's very much what meditation is like. You first have to kind of have the challenge of the physical body. You're letting go of that physical body, moving more into the subtle body. As you turn more into the subtle body, that light and that buoyancy, the buoyancy can come forward. Knowing when there is tension in your day, when you feel heavy, when you feel like your spine is collapsing a little bit, excuse me, you can surrender. You can surrender, you can get lighter, you can let things go, you can release the tension with your circular breath. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed and joyful day. Namaste.